Hey Violins, this is a how to practice video for song number 110 in Essential Elements Book 3. For this assignment, you're eventually going to record yourself playing a duet with a recording of me playing the B part. It's your job to learn the A part and then to be able to play it along with my B part. When we get to the end of the video, I'm going to explain how you make that recording for this assignment. But for starters, we're just going to learn the notes and the rhythm in the A part for number 110. Now we've been working in C major, and the most important part about this is the key signature. Everything is natural, starting with our very first note. So right here, C natural, low 2. If you play any high 2s in this song, anywhere, it's going to sound really strange because in this entire A line, everything is natural. So let's just get started with this first line and look through anything tricky over here. And then I'll go over what this means down here. And this is actually kind of optional. So we'll talk about some options. For starters, we have just all quarter notes, pretty easy. And for ease of recording, we're going to take out these fermatas so you do not have to hold those notes long. It's all quarter notes, all the same speed until we get to some eighth notes here and a half note here. And again, we'll take out the fermata. Remembering to start on low 2, our first couple of measures should sound like this. Now I really want you to check to make sure once you've played a low 2 and then you go for 3 for D, that there's a big whole step between your low 2 and your 3. We should have 1 and 2 together, 3 a space apart. All right, I'm going to keep going from here again on low 2, and then we're going to check out this rhythm for eighth notes here and half note here. Rhythm is really important when you're playing in a duet so you don't get behind or ahead. For measure 3, it sounds like 1, 2. Okay, so don't forget about that half note. Down on this line, let's just get through these two measures before we deal with this situation over here. We have first finger, then second finger, low 2, and then let's use our fourth finger for this E so we don't have to cross strings, which will also end up making this slur a little bit easier. So let's play these two measures to see what they sound like. That measure, that second measure, you might want to play a couple of times so you can get the 4, 3, 2, 3, 3. If you have a hard time with the slur at first, you can also take it out. But I really want you to see if you can add it back in by the time you do your recording. All right, at the very end here, there's an option. The rest of the instruments have to do some shifting because they don't have an E string like you guys do. You could just play this whole thing in first position. If you're going to do that, just remember that this note right here needs to be a low 1. If you play regular 1 for F on the E string, it's F sharp, and it's F natural in this song. So starting from these eighth notes right here, playing it just regular first position, starting on low 2, that's what it should sound like. If you mess up and you play regular 1, this is what it's going to sound like. Not great. And it's not going to sound good with the notes in the B part. So make sure you practice this a couple of times for the notes and for the slurs. Starting at the beginning of that measure, going to the end, here's what it sounds like if we do it in first position. Be careful with this half note right here because in my B part, I have to get 2 notes in the same time that you play this. So I'm going to be playing 1 and 2 and. If you hold this a little too short, then you'll end the song before I do. So wait to hear both of these notes before we land on the quarter note at the same time. Now, if you are extra adventurous and you would like to try a new position, you can do the shifting that's marked in here. It's second position. And second position, just like third position was where our third finger would go. Second position is just you put your first finger where your second finger would go. The note right before we shift is first finger for B. And then we're just going to slide our first finger up a half step so that we play C. So I'd practice that a couple of times first, getting from B to C with your first finger for both notes. And make sure you're only shifting a half step because it's C natural. Then the fingers after that just go in order. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of the hardest part about second position is remembering the finger numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you guess what this note would be? It's going to be a 2, And then try to guess what this one would be. It'll be a 1. So that part in second position looks like this. It's kind of nice because then you don't have to cross strings and you don't have to deal with the E string at all. That whole measure, I'll do it in very slow motion if you want to do the shifting. It looks like this. If you don't want to do the shifting, or you try it and it's just a little weird for you, then just do it in first position. I'm going to play the entire A line from the start to the finish, and that way you get the idea for how the whole thing sounds, and then I'm going to explain how you do your recording. So here we go from the very beginning, starting on an up bow and a low 2. Ready, set, go. For your assignment, your job is to make a recording that includes both my recording of the B line with you playing over top of it. And that requires a little bit of gymnastics for your iPad. I'm going to explain how it works on your iPad, but if you want to use like a separate recording device or whatever setup you have and you feel comfortable with, that's totally fine. So the first thing I would do is open up Recorder HQ on your iPad and then hit start so that you start a recording going. Then you can flip to the video. The video has the music on screen, so you actually don't need Piascore or anything else. You can just read the notes off of the screen. You hit play on the video, wait for me to say 1, 2, ready, go, and then we're gonna play together. So your Recorder HQ should be hearing both the audio from the video coming out of your speaker, plus you playing on top of it. I wanna make sure that I'm hearing both things in the video, because it's one thing to learn a song by yourself, but to be able to play it and keep your rhythm steady with somebody else is a totally different thing. Then when you're finished, you can stop the recording on both the video and Recorder HQ, and then submit your Recorder HQ recording to your assignment. All right, good luck practicing this duet. Please be accurate with your low 2s, and I'll see you later.